Hi, and welcome back to Game Hunting with me. Now before I get into what I found in this episode, let's get into some pickups. First up is Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64, Player's Choice version. I got this for Christmas from my lovely girlfriend. I was so excited to see it. Also, Zelda Twilight Princess for the Wii, which I was excited to see because other than this, I don't have any Zelda games. Of course, I want all of them, but they're never cheap. We also have Ty the Tasmanian Tiger on the PS2, another gift from my girlfriend. All three of these were, but I played this game as a kid. It's really fun, I think. Next up, I found the actual games that I owned in my childhood, or, well, preteens, I guess. We have Jak 2, Mortal Kombat Deception, Shaolin Monks, and Armageddon. Now these were sold together as the Mortal Kombat collection, but sadly I do not have the box for it. It has long been a victim of my then preteen brother. Next up, these are games that I found for cheap at the flea market, but I'm not including them in this episode because, well, I don't really remember what I paid for them and I didn't record it. I also found Ocean's 13 on HD DVD. Now when I picked this up, I had been seeing HD DVDs at several places, so I decided, hey, maybe I should start collecting them. I don't know, I think it's kind of amusing. But this is the only one that I have at the moment, so hopefully that'll grow. Next up, I picked up some cheap stuff from a retail shop. We have Uncharted 2 for the PS3, Spider-Man on the GameCube, Player's Choice version. We have Nerf N-Strike and N-Strike Elite. I remember playing N-Strike when I was younger. I had a bunch of fun. Boogie, not entirely sure what this is about, but apparently it's very common and very cheap. Tetris Worlds, because it's Tetris. Can't really go wrong, I figure. Now I also have Guitar Hero and Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation 2. What I'm showing you here is the discs, but I also have them complete in box. So I'm planning on selling these two discs together, but as of when I'm recording this, that hasn't happened yet, so hopefully I'll be able to make some money off of these. Probably won't. I also found this Cosmopolitan Virtual Makeover and Guitar Hero World Tour and 3 on the Wii. I thought the Virtual Makeover would be fun, and Guitar Hero because I already have two Guitar Hero Wii controllers, another one that I picked up at a thrift store that I didn't record, so I'm not including in this video. I kinda want to make big long trips to thrift stores and such to record these videos, so when I go to them intermittently, I don't really feel like recording, and I don't consider it part of an episode. Now for the first find, I actually won a lot on eBay. I was really excited because I don't often see lots on eBay that are going for less than what I'd expect them individually. And looking at this one, I thought I could make some money back on it. I won it for the asking price of $2.99, so overall it was about $10 or so. So next up I went to a Goodwill, and it always amuses me to see Bill O'Reilly's books, just anywhere. I think it's funny. Also this book, Justin Bieber, First Step to Forever, My Story, 100% official. I decided to pass on that. I also found a usage dictionary, which according to some people I need. There was a guy that got mad because I use anyways instead of anyway, because there's a difference. It's also interesting to see just how many Bibles there are, and it kinda gets me thinking, are people just giving away their Bibles? Why is that? Do they have too many? I also found this interesting book, The Case for Christ, a journalist's personal investigation of the evidence for Jesus. I thought it could be some interesting material for my channel, although I did end up picking this copy instead of the one that you see me picking up. I thought it was kind of interesting that there were two of them right next to each other. I also found this, Parenting Your Adult Child, and there's a bookmark in it, and it's bookmarked at a section for detecting depression. This is kinda sad. I'ma put this back now. Well, going to the DVDs, like I should have already, I found Wii Fit Plus, because of course I did. We also have World Tour, Connect Adventures, Connect Sports, nothing interesting, except for this Railroad Tycoon 3. Looking inside of it, it's all there. For some reason disc 2 wasn't where it was supposed to be, but it ended up working. Definitely picking this up. Well, of course I did, I just said that it worked. How would I know? So I kept going through some more Connect Adventures, and there's also this Safe Start Home thing, which apparently is supposed to be an educational. There's some software in it, some games. I thought it was kinda cool. I thought it'd be kinda nice to look at, but I ended up passing on it. I didn't need it, and it was marked up higher anyways. Going through a bit more, here's a bunch of Guitar Hero and Rock Band stuck together and priced at, what was it, $10? Thinking back on it now, that's like $1.40 something cents a game, which isn't bad, but I'm also not terribly interested in these games. They're super common. If I want them, I'll come across them whether I want to or not. We have VeggieTales Sing-Alongs, Dance of the Cucumber, nice to see. We also have the Black Eyed Peas Experience on the Wii, and I don't think I noticed the Command & Conquer right next to it for the PC. I forget if I actually looked at that or not, but I kinda regret not picking it up. Found Age of Empires 3, but I think this was an expansion pack, maybe? I forget, but whatever the case, the disc wasn't in there. Get it? Case? Also found this Rocket Power for the Video Now. Do any of you remember the Video Now? It was like a pocket sort of DVD player, except it didn't play DVDs, it played its own proprietary discs. I had one as a kid. I remember specifically I had a red Video Now color, and I was a teenage robot, and that was the only thing I ever had for it. I watched it over and over, and I don't think I actually got through the whole episode, come to think of it. Seeing this here, I really want to pick it up, and I really want to get a Video Now. I think it'd be kind of cool, easy, and cheap to collect for. Kind of like the HD DVDs. We have Buzz and MLB, nothing interesting. Now I also found Sid Meier's Pirates, but the disc wasn't in there either. More Kinect Adventures, Justin Bieber, Never Say Never. Dawn of War 2, more Kinect Adventures, but I don't think the game was in Dawn of War 2. Either that or it had a one-time activation code, I forget which one. Looking at the CD section, which is usually interesting, I found the Beavis and Butthead Experience, this, I'm not familiar with it, Katamari Damacy for the PS2, nice find, and Nicktoons Racing, as well as Hoyle Casino. I ended up putting the two music CDs back. I like to pick up some stuff that I normally wouldn't buy at a store or on eBay and whatnot, and listen to it on my free time, but today it wasn't worth it. And since that trip, I won another lot on eBay, this time for Nintendo 64 games, which I thought was really exciting, because I hardly see Nintendo 64 games going for cheap. I got all of these games for the starting bid price of $12, including shipping, and I found this at literally the last minute. I hardly had time to place a bid. So here's what all I got from that adventure. Rocket Power Volume 1 on the Video Now. I got Just Dance on the Wii. I don't think I recorded that, but my girlfriend loves Just Dance, so I picked it up for her. I also picked up Railroad Tycoon 3. Everything's in here, including this. It's a bullet. I don't know why it was in there, but it was in there. I also picked up the box for Homeworld 2. It did not have the jewel case or the disc in it. I figured I could buy that online and complete it. From the CD section, I picked up Katamari Damacy. I sold this to get some of my money back. I got Nicktoons Racing and Hoyle Casino. I was really excited to get Nicktoons Racing. Up next, at a thrift store that I didn't record at because I left my phone, we have Rayman Origins, or is it Mini Ninjas, in the wrong case. Now, the disc didn't end up working, so that was wasted, but whatever. I also got, I think it was Volume 1 of the Wild Thornberries on Video Now. I'd like to see and collect some more Video Now stuff. And from the same place, I also got two controllers. They're Xbox 360 controllers. This one, the thumbstick is completely broken, so that'll need replacing, but it did come with the chat pad, which is nice to see. I already have a black controller that this will go nicely with. Now, this did come with a rechargeable battery pack, which I'm not too excited for. I generally like to use regular batteries because I find that these things don't age well. But after I placed the thumbstick and cleaned it up, it should be nice. Now I also found this Battlefield 4 controller for the Xbox 360. This actually worked really nice. The only complaint that I had with it is that the left bumper was completely stuck. But those little wheels that you saw on the bottom of the controller, you can map those to whatever input you want. Now I did have this, whatever this is, stuck in the controller. I did manage to get it out and it does work completely fine. After mapping the left wheel thing to the left and right bumpers, it works perfectly fine, and it's actually the best controller that I have for my PC at the moment. But it isn't too difficult to beat those rock candy controllers. Next up, this eBay lot arrived, so I took off the postage because I don't want you guys finding out where I live. But here's what's inside. There's the packing slip, because of course there is. We have Chrono Cross Disc 2, which doesn't help me much, and I'm not completely confident that it works because it's pretty scratched up. We have Super V-Ball / Nintendo World Cup. I plan on keeping this. I don't have a lot of NES games, so this will go nicely. Little bit of bubble wrap. We have Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell on the original Xbox. Now, I remember selling a bunch of Splinter Cell games on the Xbox because I didn't want them without the original game, and now I have it, and I've already sold the other ones, which is fine. I guess they're common. I'll come across them again. And it did help to make some money to cover the cost of this. But it's a nice game to have. We have Star Wars, The Clone Wars on the Xbox. Disc is in there, looking nice. But I don't like the GameStop case. The Blockbuster cases I'm fine with, but the GameStop cases are cheap. We have Ghost Recon Platinum Hits. I already have the original version. Don't really want this, but now I have it. It's a bit too common and cheap for me to want to sell on eBay, but whatever. More bubble wrap. We have Red Alert 3 on the Xbox 360. Don't really know if I want to keep this or not, or if I'll be able to sell it, but it's all there. We also have Outlaw Golf 9 More Holes of Xmas, which I already have, and I already tried selling it. It doesn't look like it's going to sell, which kinda sucks, because now I'm stuck with 2 of them. We have Ncaa Football 2003 for the PlayStation 2, with a bunch of stuff cut out of the cover for some reason. We have the disc and the manual, so that's nice. And last but not least, we have the Sims 2 Nightlife Expansion Pack, and I didn't expect this to be sealed, but it is. I was hoping that this would make it worth more, which it is, but at the same time I'm having difficulty selling it, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. So this is all that I have so far. Next up is this Nintendo 64 lot, which I picked up. It was nice to see, except for the writing at the top. But other than that, they were in pretty good condition. This 1080-degree snowboarding, or is it just 1080? I don't really know. Completely nice and clean, except for that one little bit in the seam or notch or whatever. But that came out with a toothpick pretty easily. We have Forsaken 64, which I was really excited to see. And it's in excellent condition. I love it. And this also has the manual, well, instruction booklet, I guess, because there's a difference, including this Nintendo 64 Consumer Information and Precautions booklet, so that I can be informed and precautioned. We also have Ridge Racer 64, which I originally intended on selling along with 1080, but once I started playing this game to test it, I really enjoyed it and just didn't want to sell it. So I'm keeping this one. Sold 1080 though. We also have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the first one, blue card, looking nice and neat, except for the writing at the top, which didn't come completely off, unfortunately. But other than that, really nice, and I was really excited to see this game. And I thought that was going to be it for this episode, but then my dad offered me a trip through the rain into multiple thrift stores. First up is this Goodwill. We've been here before, you've seen it. Checking out the front desk, which last time had loads of games, now is down to very few. Now in here, looks like we have Oblivion, and I forgot what that game was underneath it, but they were both priced way too high. Looking at the media section, with DVDs and CDs and stuff, I didn't see a whole lot of stuff. Half the stuff I did see didn't have the discs in them, and the other half wasn't really worth picking up. But this game, Army Men Value Pack, which is actually 4 of the Army Men games by 3DO, was worth picking up, so I grabbed it. On to the next store, we have a huge selection of books. Too bad I'm not really collecting books. So let's go to this media section. And we have some games, not a whole lot. I have Dance Dance Revolution Ultramix 2 on the Xbox, priced at $3. I don't know why they just price games up that much. Here was an interesting book though. Love and Sex with Robots. That was interesting. To the next thrift store, we have this Korean stuff. Or at least I think it's Korean. I don't really know. Okay, looking at it now, I don't think it's Korean at all. I think it's Chinese. But we did have Wing Commander 3. I looked inside, all the discs were in there. I think the manual might have been for the wrong game though. I seriously considered picking this up, but it doesn't go for much online, not too many people are buying it, and I don't really want it in my collection, so I'll pass. But going to the electronics section, we found this Xbox for $25, but it didn't have the cables and I didn't know if it worked. We also have this Wii for $30, which is a really nice deal, especially for a backwards compatible one. Didn't have the Wii remote, but had everything else. I passed on it because I don't need another Wii, but it was nice to see. But one thing I didn't pass on was this plug and play back here. This is the Star Wars with the game key. This was the first time that I saw the game key stuff, and apparently the game key stuff is pretty sought after. I happily picked this up because I've been really wanting some plug and plays. Also, we found this Wii Fit Plus board in the box. Didn't have the game. I asked for a price on it, and it was way too high. I think it was like $30 or something. Not what I want to pay for a Wii Fit board. To the next store, this is a Goodwill. Going to the electronics section, we have this Skylanders Portal. I think this is what it is. Don't know what system. It's $2. Didn't want it. We also found this drum set for the Xbox. One of the Xboxes anyways. Didn't want it. Also have this mystery controller. I say mystery because there's no way to tell what system it's for. We do not have the receiver. And we saw another Wii for $20. This would have been a really nice Wii to pick up if I was in the market for one, but I already have enough. Honestly, I kind of regret not picking it up because maybe I could sell it for more later, but I don't think I had that much money to spend. And it wasn't backwards compatible, so But I did enjoy seeing this DualShock 2 controller. $3, definitely picking this up, that is worth it. Not so many games. We do have these Buzz games and Meet the Robinsons, not terribly interested in those, but I did see Need for Speed 3. $4, it's a bit high, of course they're going to mark up all the games. On to the next store, we have loads of books and some games. Most of which I wasn't interested in, as you can see here. I regret not picking up Vice City. I don't have it yet, but I'm not too terribly interested in it. I did pick up this Twisted Metal. We have some more games down here. Some of which are sports games, don't really care. Guitar Hero, Wii Fit, just Wii stuff. Nothing good. Maybe I should have picked up that U-Draw stuff. I kind of want a U-Draw. I did see Brain Age 2. Still sealed, but looking it up online, even sealed, they don't really go for much. Clubhouse games for the DS, not terribly interested. I did see Frogger 2 Swampy's Revenge. So here's what I got from that whole fiasco. I picked up FEAR, or Fear, I guess. It was $4. I got it out of the front desk of the first Goodwill I went to. From the same store, picked up Army Men Value Pack. I thought I could install these onto my computer and then make my money back selling it. Up next we have this Star Wars plug and play with the game key. The thumbstick is kind of loose, I'm worried about it wearing down over time, but it does work and that's nice to see. This is actually the first time I've seen the game key, so that was really interesting to me. Up next I found Where in the USA is Carmen Sandiego. I already have Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, but I got the DOS version of that. Next door, I found a DualShock 2 controller. I already have two PS2 controllers, but only one of them is the DualShock, so this was nice. It works just fine. I also found Need for Speed 3 on the original PlayStation. It wasn't upside down when I found it though. I ended up selling that and making a little bit of money back. Up next, we have Frogger 2 Swampy's Revenge, greatest hits version, but that's fine with me. We have the Activision Anthology, which is a collection of Activision's games for the Atari 2600. It's really interesting, some really dated music in there. We have Twisted Metal Head On, Extra Twisted Edition, which was nice. I found Wii Sports for $1. I already have the disc, but I needed the case, so I figured, why not pick it up? And I also found this. This is another plug and play. This is the Miss Pac-Man, but it also has Pole Position, Galaga, Mappy, and Xevious. My brother had this one as a kid, or at least my older brother did. I remember I had a Spider-Man plug and play, and my younger brother had a Disney game. I'd really love to see those again, and here's one of them. There is some terrible battery corrosion, but that cleaned out, and it does work. So thanks to that trip to multiple thrift stores, I found some really nice stuff. So in the end, this is all I sold, and this is the total cost. Now, about half of that comes from the fact that I bought myself an expansion pack for my Nintendo 64 and sold the jumper pack. Overall, not bad for what I got, I'd say. Sorry that this video took a long time to post. I haven't had much free time to do it, but thank you for watching.